Yo, what's going on? So my name's Miguel, and if this is your first time on this channel, I would first like to say welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. I missed you. You are dope. Now, on this particular channel, I like to talk about business, self-development, and a lot of law of attraction, reality, transurfing stuff. And on this particular video, I'm going to be talking about being resourceful. The reason I want to talk about that is because I'm noticing that a lot of people are not, basically, and it's hurting a lot of us from actually getting the results in life that we want. I'm seeing tons of people, I'm starting to, as I slowly get more successful and start meeting more people who are successful in various different ways, I'm noticing a trend along all of them, and that is that all of them are resourceful. Now, resources does not always have to mean money. Sometimes it is people. Sometimes it is something within themselves. They are aware that they are energetic, so they use that resource to their advantage. Sometimes it is money. Sometimes it's their location. Sometimes it's a skill that they have. Regardless of what it is, they are resourceful and they use those resources in order to get the things in life that they want. Now, I want to give a story in order to basically bring this idea home. When I was in college, if you don't know, I went to college for game design. I wanted to make video games. I was in there to make the maps. I don't know how to code or anything like that, but I was in there so I could make the maps. I was doing design work, 3D model stuff, a lot of stuff like that. And when I was in there, a lot of the people in there were doing that sort of stuff, that sort of work, much longer than me. And a lot of those people were getting the hang of all the softwares that we were using much faster than me as well. And I noticed that, and I started to get discouraged at first. Luckily, around halfway through sophomore year, something crazy happened. Maybe I'll talk about what happened in a later video, but basically I almost got kicked out of school. And because of that, I started getting a little into self-development already, so that was just like the catalyst for me to go, yo, I should really get this together and start really putting the foot on the gas. So I was like, yo, I'm going to be the best game designer in this school. I will make sure that happens. So I started to apply myself more, and I had a car. My school was about 20-40 minutes away to an hour away, depending on traffic. I lived in Los Angeles, and I would just get to school early, leave later, and spend all of my time getting better at what it is that I was doing, turning my work in early so I can get better at game design and all that stuff. I was being resourceful, but that isn't even the point of the story yet. So I just need you to know that they were all better. They were all much better than me, and I needed to apply myself in order to get better. Come junior year, late to junior year, everyone is still freaking better than me, and I'm barely hanging on by a thread. I'm nowhere near as far behind as I was before, but they are still so much better than me, and I'm very cognizant of the fact that all of them are just leagues ahead of me, and every piece of artwork and model that they make is almost always better than mine, except for the people who didn't apply themselves much at all. But you can't compare yourself to them. They're ass. That's like me comparing my life to a crack addict. Sure, my life is better, but by what comparison? Anyways, I digress. So I'm noticing that all of them are better than me, and internship week is coming. Internship week is basically, if you can't guess, it's when all the companies who want to get interns apply to the school, and they set up booths, they start doing interviews in order for you to be able to potentially get an internship. I look at the list of all the companies that are coming, and I'm like, yo, there's no game studios coming. What is this? So I start talking with all the other people who were doing game design, and they're like, yeah, I don't know what we're going to do. There's no game studios coming, yada, yada, yada. And I'm just like, man, like, I'm just like thinking about it, like, why would they do this? And I'm talking to the people who are in charge of bringing schools there, and they're like, yeah, sorry, we couldn't really get anyone, which was BS. And I'll tell you why in a second. But yeah, they were like, yeah, we couldn't really get anyone. We're sorry, blah, 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 blah. So I'm just sitting there thinking. And then one day I'm in my game design class, and I'm looking at my teacher, and then the thought randomly occurred to me. And keep in mind, I am in a class full of people who would love to do game design, full of people who would love an internship. She works at a game studio. There's two teachers at this school who work at a game studio. One is like a indie game studio. The other one is responsible for making Spider-Man games. Literally the ones that go on Xbox and PlayStation. They're responsible for making those games. So they definitely had game companies they could have asked. They just didn't. Sorry, I'm still a little salty about it. But I saw her, and then it randomly occurred to me, what if I just like asked her? And here's the other thing. There's this weird like mental process inside of that entire school, inside of the art community, I believe, as a whole, where everyone feels like their work is amazing and you shouldn't work for free. And the whole time I was thinking, y'all sound like every single time someone mentioned that, I was just thinking, you sound stupid. Like, you have no experience. You should definitely work for free just to get your foot in the door. That's how you get a job. Like, come on. So one day, like the second I had that thought, I was plotting. And I was like, all right, I'm going to show up to her after class when no one else is around so I can ask her in private so no one else tries to compete with me for this. And I'm just going to ask her if I can intern at her game studio for free. So it happens. I ask her, and I'm like, there's still like some people in the class, so I'm like kind of whispering to her, so she probably thinks it's a little creepy, but she was like, oh, like, basically I was like, hey, can I, excuse me, I'm burping. So basically I was like, hey, so you work at a game studio, right? She was like, yeah. It was like, all right, do you think it would be possible for me to intern there for free? She was like, oh, I mean, yeah, I don't see why not. I didn't even think about that. Basically, just to shorten the story up, she goes and asks the people who run the game studio. They come back, and she's like, hey, I talked to them. They said they're okay with it. Obviously, we're not going to let you intern for free. We want to pay you. And you can definitely come have a summer internship. It's going to be great. Resourcefulness. I had a resource, the same resource that every single person in that class had. I'm pretty sure everyone in the school that did game design that was in my grade had that resource because it was one of the only game design classes that you could possibly take, and it was an elective. So you sort of had to take one of her classes. She only had 2. So everyone had to have been in that class. Everyone knew that she worked at a game studio, and no one asked her if they could intern at her game studio. And I'm sure no one asked the other guy yet. I didn't know him yet, so I couldn't have asked him. But if I knew who the hell that dude was at the time, I would have asked him too. So I asked this person, I got an internship at a game studio making video games, and I even got paid to do it for the summer. And in the end, they were going to give me a job. Like, they were basically hinting very strongly, because like, I know psychology stuff. I already knew about reciprocity. So my last day of my internship, I bought them pizza because I was like, if I feed you guys, you'll kind of be forced to give me a job. No bullshit. I literally had this thought. I did it. I walked, got pizza, brought it back, even got the CEO who never comes out of his office. I knocked on his door and I was like, hey, you want some pizza, bro? And he was like, oh, sure, I think I'll come out there later. And then I was like, damn, he's not going to eat the pizza. And then he comes out, gets a slice, and I was just staring at him. I was like, bite the pizza, bite the pizza. Right when he ate it, I was like, got him. I got the job. None of you guys can stop me. They freaking loved me there because I knew all of this psychology stuff. I could have had a job. I'm pretty sure I could have worked my way up the ladder, got better over time, and that would have just been in the bag. I ended up figuring out business stuff and not deciding to go with it, but I got the internship and I got the job all because I used a resource that was directly in front of me. This is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. Majority of people on the planet are the other people around there who have the resource and didn't actually think to use it. Do not be those people. Be the person who sees an opportunity and fucking goes after it no matter what. Does whatever at all costs. I was more than willing to do that internship for free. I would have figured out a way to make it work. I would have done that, worked my other job. I was planning on only going there 2 days out of the week. 2 days out of the week. But my other job wasn't giving me hours. So once again, being resourceful, my other job was not giving me hours because they did not like me. So what did I do? I just started showing up there 7 days a week. No, 5 days a week, not 7. They wouldn't have let me. I started showing up there 5 days a week, and I even started doing that so much that they were like, yo, you're starting to, like, we're sort of paying you like full time now. You kind of got to chill. Maybe bring it back to like 4 days a week. And I was like, oh, okay, no problem. Now I started showing up 4 days a week. Like, resourcefulness. I even started getting paid more from that job than I was from my part-time job. Like, just pay attention to everything around you. You probably have resources in front of you, or you can probably do something in order to bring resources to you. Back when I didn't have nothing, I was reading books like a madman. I still read a lot to this day. Be resourceful, find opportunity, go kill it. Now, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you got value out of this, I would ask you to definitely go ahead and subscribe. I'd love it if you did that. And like the video, leave a comment about anything you could possibly imagine. You can even just leave an emoji. I like comments. It lets me know that you guys exist. So once again, thanks and peace.